I've used a couple different types of earbuds and headphones in the past, and I'm sure you have too, but I've never actually used these before. These are open-ear earbuds from Oraimo, the SpaceArc and the OpenArc. I've been using both for about a week now, so let me tell you all about them. Okay, so first off, what is an open-ear earbud? An open-ear earbud is a type of earbud designed to sit on the outside of the ear, allowing the ear canal to remain open. When you wear your typical earbud, it blocks the ear canal, the hole in your ears. But with an open-ear earbud, it doesn't. Oraimo sent me two of their new open-ear earbuds, the SpaceArc and the OpenArc. The unboxing experience is a bit different on both, and that's because the SpaceArc is a limited edition product, so they had to make it look like one. The SpaceArc comes in fancier packaging and also comes with a card with a little message from Burna Boy. But yeah, at the end of the day, you get the same things in both: the earbud in its case, a USB-A to USB-C cable, and a welcome guide. Looking at both earbuds, you can easily tell which one's the limited edition product. The SpaceArc is very clearly the more shiny, premium looking earbud, while the OpenArc looks a bit more chill and low-key. I actually prefer how the OpenArc looks. It kind of reminds me of these space buds. The top shell has this two-layer transparent design, and then, just like the space buds, it comes with lights. Lights that can be changed to a couple different colors in the Oraimo Sound app. The buds themselves look a bit more plain and simple, but they're still very good looking and would fit well with any outfit. My point is, even though the OpenArc isn't as fancy looking as the SpaceArc, it is still a nice looking earbud. The SpaceArc though is the limited edition, super fancy, premium looking product. Oraimo collaborated with Burna Boy on this. That's why it's written there on the case in gold. And yeah, this shiny silver they went with definitely adds to the premium aesthetic. This thing looks really expensive, but it's also very reflective, like mirror type reflective. And it's also a fingerprint magnet. I'm not the biggest fan of this outside design. I think it's too shiny and too glossy, or maybe it's because I'm a boy, but I would say that I'm a huge fan of this inside design. Like, I now understand why this is called the SpaceArc. This looks like something from space. From the grey color of the case and earbud to the meteorite texture and orange lights that slowly pulse. And then there's even a small mirror on the inside of the case, like an actual mirror. The buds themselves are also cool looking. It has this two-tone finish with Burna Boy written on the stem of both earbuds in gold. Like, these look so good that at this point I don't think they're just earbuds. I think they're kind of also a fashion piece. Like, if you pull this out in front of people, you're definitely going to have people coming up to you and asking you about them. So for me, the SpaceArc is what you wear if you're trying to look fancy and elegant, or maybe if you just like silver. While the OpenArc is what you wear if you're trying to be more low-key. Anyway, that's about it for looks and design. Now let's talk about my experience using these. So like I said earlier, both earbuds are open-ear earbuds, and they both don't go into your ears, but just sit on the outside. That means they allow you to still hear your surroundings while you're listening to music. So if you're someone who likes to take walks, or someone who likes to go for runs, and you want to be able to listen to music and still be able to hear the cars around you, this is what you go for. In fact, that's the one major advantage these have. Another advantage is how lightweight they are. The OpenArc and SpaceArc are really lightweight and very comfortable to use for extended periods. Each earbud weighs about 10 grams, so heavy enough for you to know that you're wearing them, but also not heavy enough to cause ear fatigue. I think the Dolphin Arc ear hooks really help distribute the weight and make this feel super lightweight. Those ear hooks would also help these fit basically everybody's ears and prevent these from falling off your ears. Another thing I would say, as someone who tried these for the first time, is that they're not as locked in as your typical in-ear earbud. Because they just stay on the outside of the ear, you might think they're a little bit loose. But again, like I said before, they would never actually fall off your ears. Okay, what about sound quality? How do these sound? Well, surprisingly, they sound really good. Almost as good as your typical in-ear earbud. I listened to music with these, I watched YouTube videos, I played games. These did a really good job. Now, of course, these wouldn't sound as loud or feel as immersive as, say, the SpaceBuds or the SpaceBuds Pro, because these don't have rubber ear tips, they don't have ANC, they don't go into your ears. So I would say when you're buying these, you need to have the right expectation, right? These are built for you to be able to listen to music, but also hear your environment. Another thing that's really important is your mic quality. We all make phone calls, so it's important that the other person can hear us clearly. Each earbud has 2 mics, so 4 in total. This is what they sound like. Hi, so this is what the Oraimo SpaceArc sounds like indoors with not that much noise. And then this is what it sounds like outdoors with a little bit more noise. Let me know what you guys think of its mic quality down in the comments. Next, let's talk controls. To pause and play your music, you double tap on either earbud. To skip to the next track, you triple tap on the right earbud. And then to play the previous track, you triple tap on the left earbud. To answer or end a call, you would double tap either earbud. And then to reject a call, you just hold down for 1 second. Now, these are the default settings, which you can change in the Oraimo Sound app. I definitely recommend you download this app, because with it, you'd be able to customize these earbuds. With the SpaceArc, you can change the light effect. You can't change the color of the lights, but you can switch between different working modes. I switched mine to static. But then with the OpenArc, you can change the lights as well as the working modes. With the app, you can sort of tweak how these buds sound with the equalizer. You can also turn on and off game mode and dual device connection. Another thing to note is that with the SpaceArc, the voice prompts are in Burner's voice. So if you want to hear Burner's voice, you have to go with the SpaceArc and not the OpenArc. I should have talked about this earlier, but both earbuds are IPX5 rated. You can take these jogging, you can take these running and not worry that your sweat would destroy the earbuds. They won't get damaged. You want to avoid dust though, because these are not rated for that. Last but not the least, let's talk battery life. Each earbud has a capacity of 85 milliamp hours, and the case has a capacity of 750 milliamp hours. Oraimo also says that you can get 8 hours of playtime on a full charge, and then an additional 28 hours with the case. So that's about 36 hours in total. Now, I never actually listened to music for 8 hours straight. I don't know who would do that. But what I would say is, if you listen to music for 4 hours every single day, these would last you for more than a week. For charging, it will take about 2 hours to fully charge these earbuds. I think that's fine, especially considering that these will last you for more than a week. The OpenArc right now costs 55,000 naira, while the SpaceArc costs 59,900 naira. But as of right now, the SpaceArc is out of stock. Hopefully it becomes available soon, but I would still leave a link in the description for both. You can also, of course, get the SpaceArc at any of their offline stores. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the OpenArc and SpaceArc. I think they're priced well, and they're also good earbuds for the price, but I also think they're not for everyone. If you're the type of person that likes to be fully immersed in whatever you're listening to, then you're better off with the SpaceBuds or the SpaceBuds Pro. But if you, say, like to take walks or go for runs, and you want to be able to listen to music and still hear your environment, then these are perfect for you. Or if you already have a SpaceBud or a SpaceBud Pro, and you think you still need this because you take walks or you go for runs, then yeah, you could get this too. And then for those trying to pick between the two, the SpaceArc is the stylish premium version, and then the OpenArc is the more chill, low-key alternative. Let me know which you would pick in the comments. Let me know what you think of both earbuds. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you when you see me.